Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. And real quick, a major shout out to Irvin Wright, my most recent SpaceX level patron supporter. Irvin, thank you. I appreciate you. So I hate to have to mention this again, but Giga Berlin critics are taking another stand with some new legal action. We're not going to go super into the weeds here, but I just wanted to keep you guys in the loop with what's going on at Giga Berlin. So these environmental groups, basically, they are essentially saying that they haven't been heard properly. So they went to the higher courts, they were rejected, and now they're bringing a new action citing a law that says, hey, we deserve more of an opportunity to be heard. And this action, along with others in the past, is coming from the NABU, which when you do a little digging, let's try to understand like who is actually doing this. I know a ton of people say, oh, it's BMW, Mercedes, everybody just, under the guise of this NABU association trying to halt Tesla. But when you go to the NABU website, they are the Nature and Biodiversity Conservation Union, one of the oldest and largest environment associations in Germany, founded in 1899, apparently with over 820,000 members and supporters. Now, of course, this figure could be people that have joined early and are since no longer with us, and I'm sure not all of these members are behind these actions specifically against Giga Berlin, but the group as a whole is not just some like small little cohort of people. It's a pretty big organization. And like I said, I want to keep this short for you guys. So my understanding of this whole situation, looking into some of these press releases from the group, initially it started with having good intentions, right? They genuinely just wanted to protect the environment. Right or wrong, it is what it is. But over time, it feels like the group has been frustrated because they feel like they're not being heard by the higher court. So at this point, it seems like the group is more concerned with the law not being followed the way they want it to, more so than what's actually going on at Giga Berlin. And I'm not trying to imply anything, but Volkswagen Financial Services has supported NABU in the past, not just on this project, but in others. They do have some level of a mutually beneficial relationship. And yes, you could argue that BMW and some of these ICE automakers are behind the scenes supporting this organization, not putting their names on anything, but I think that's enough for now. So we'll see what happens with this. Honestly, I would not worry about it at all. Tesla seems very confident that deliveries and production, at least of the Model Y, will start this year. So these type of things happen with construction. Of course, it's publicized a lot. And yes, it's definitely frustrating. I didn't even want to mention it, but it's going on and it is what it is. 110 on Reddit shared the new software update mega thread that is being released to some of the fleet. Now keep in mind, if you have a Tesla, you may not have access to all of these features. It will depend on your hardware and all of those things. So the Skyforce game has been updated. There is new language support for Finnish and Croatian. There is some new Tesla Powerwall coordination between the Powerwall and the vehicle. So go ahead and pause or screenshot if you want to read through that one. And one of the bigger ones, cabin camera on the 3 and Y in some regions. You can now help Tesla to continue to develop safer vehicles by sharing camera data from your vehicle. This update will allow you to enable the built-in camera from above the rear view mirror. If enabled, Tesla will automatically capture images in a short video clip just prior to a collision or safety event to help engineers develop safety features and enhancement in the future. And an important note, these cabin camera images and video clips will not be associated with your VIN to protect your privacy. And another update with that same camera, it can now detect and alert driver inattentiveness while autopilot is engaged. Camera data does not leave the car itself, which means the system cannot save or transmit information unless data shared is enabled. With regard to range, your vehicle's range estimation has been modified to better represent real-world conditions. So is this a bump down in the range that's been displayed? That would seem to be a better indication of real-world displays, as the EPA and that is usually different than what the car is displaying. And the in-car phone app has been redesigned with a new user interface, so now it can show you more information. The app now features 2 panes to let you more easily navigate contacts and messages. The phone dialer has also been moved to the Calls tab. The browser loading screen now gets a page showing you progress, and a Bluetooth audio progress bar basically showing you where you are at in the current audio track. And just a quick note on the Model S long-range delivery timeline, we're now looking at February to March for all new orders of the long-range Model S. We knew that this car was going to sell like wildfire, and so far all indications seem that that is true. I'd like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes for you to explore new skills and deepen existing passions. Whether it's how to have more energy and become more productive, or how to get started investing in real estate, Skillshare will have a class for you. I'm currently going through Alex Winkler's course, Day Trading Stocks, which has a focus on momentum and small caps. The section covering entries and exits using a checklist has been really helpful to make sure my risk reward ratio for each trade is ideal to make sure I'm profitable in the long run. Big news to come on this topic in the months to come, so stay tuned. Skillshare is built specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads and they are constantly adding new classes. Skillshare is less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today. But this is probably the biggest news so far of the day. Tesla launches a major shift in their retail strategy. Now, this has been an ongoing saga and story from back in like 2016. They've kind of flip-flopped with how they want to handle things, and part of the reason they have that ability is because they don't do the normal dealership model where they have ownership or leasing some of their buildings, whether it's retail, showrooms, delivery, service, etc. So let's bring everybody up to speed. 2018, Tesla announced a focus on high foot traffic retail locations in high-end malls. Then 1 year later, Elon announced that Tesla would be closing those retail stores, laying off retail employees, and focusing entirely on online orders. This was around the same time of the Model 3 production hell, so keep that in mind. And Tesla justified this by presenting data that showed most Tesla buyers were already placing orders online. But then a few weeks after announcing those changes, Tesla reversed course and confirmed that most stores will now stay open. So fast forward to today, and it looks like they have a new plan that is a little more thought out, and Tesla will now close some retail locations, but it will not result in a smaller retail workforce. So the new strategy will see Tesla letting go of most of its high rent locations in malls and shopping districts in favor of delivery centers. Tesla plans to have a large part of its retail workforce work remotely, with people placing orders online. Currently, when someone places an order for a Tesla vehicle online, the customer is assigned a Tesla advisor at their local store to help manage the process leading up to delivery. So now, instead of these people being assigned to a specific local store, some of them will work at basically an HQ remotely where they can assist people with the test drives and deliveries via a remote fashion. As you can see, assist online buyers in a specific market without being assigned to a physical store. However, instead of these expensive spaces in malls and shopping districts, Tesla is looking to rent spaces in mall parking lots, warehouses, and other locations to manage test drive fleets and delivery centers. So this part is actually pretty interesting. Tesla employees working remotely will be able to guide buyers to go on test drives using vehicles from those locations, unlocking the cars remotely and letting them drive the cars. So this reporting makes it seem like these buyers are going to go on a test drive by themselves, getting in these cars without any Tesla employee being on site locally. I don't know if that's actually how this will play out, and honestly, all of this will play out over years as these leases expire. It's not gonna, be anything that's happening overnight, but these changes we should be expecting in the coming months and years. But the focus of this whole shift is that Tesla will open more delivery centers in less expensive areas. My quick 2 cents, I personally think this is a great move. So obviously the demand for Tesla is through the roof. When I think of Tesla in the shopping malls, it's fun for people to go look and see, but a lot of those people aren't necessarily real interested buyers. I think at this point there is enough butts in seats and media coverage for people to be aware of Tesla, and if they're actually interested in buying a vehicle, they'll go to a delivery center where they can actually potentially test drive a car. So now Tesla is just going to focus on those centers in lower cost areas and be able to help assist people with remote workers. So hopefully there is a surplus of these remote workers that will mean the actual customers get better service ultimately. And when you factor in that malls and brick and mortar locations are already struggling to keep up foot traffic, to keep retailers in their shopping centers, it just makes sense as over time, I think the foot traffic will decrease. Once again, not going to fall off a cliff overnight, but I think overall this is a great move for Tesla. And just to give you some context, Tesla operates around 170 galleries and showrooms across the United States alone. So Tesla shared this video of a music video being filmed using Tesla Sentry mode only. Now, I'm not gonna have any audio here, I don't know what the copyright situation is, but if you want to go watch this music video, I have linked it below. So it's actually pretty cool. I watched it last night, and as you can see, this band or group just went around Teslas across the country, left a note saying, hey, if you want to upload these clips for us, here's how to do it. And then they took these clips and made a music video, and it's actually not a bad song. Definitely, I think it's worth watching, but just to kind of show you what we're talking about, as you can see, they just merged these different clips from different Teslas around the country. and made a music video. So once again, link below if you want to check it out. A couple quick updates from Elon. So someone tweeted about the chip shortage and Elon chimed in, Tesla software team is excellent, even when compared to the best software companies. This is a big deal as cars are very much computers on wheels. And just a reminder for other automakers to develop this type of software talent does not happen overnight. It is going to take years to develop, as Tesla has been doing for almost 2 decades now. Dima says, among car manufacturers, Tesla is the best in software. And Elon kept going, that's a low bar. Car makers have never valued software engineering highly, although VW is trying to change that. I personally wrote software for 20 years and have huge respect for software engineers. Tesla is on par with the best software companies and is the leader in real-world AI. Part of why Tesla needs to be valued as a software and tech company, not just an automaker, if any of you are new and need a reminder. And for those of you that are getting a little hype about the electric VTOL, the electric jet, so World of Engineering shared something from about 5 years ago. Solar Impulse 2 becomes the first solar-powered aircraft to circumnavigate the Earth. Elon was called out and he said, I'm so dying to do a supersonic VTOL electric jet, but I already have way too much on my plate. Any more work and my brain will explode. So like I've said before, I would not expect anything in this realm in the next 5 or so years, but hey, maybe 2027, 2030, somewhere around there, if SpaceX has reached Mars and Tesla is crushing it like they're going to be, then Elon might have some time to step away from those endeavors and focus on this electric jet, which I know would be pretty awesome and exciting and a lot of people are waiting for it, so we'll see. And it's very important to remember that Elon is already chewing on so much glass that I have chipmunk cheeks. As he said on the conference call the other day, basically doing production and getting to cash flow positive and all of that is like chewing on glass. It's really hard, and he wants everybody to know that these challenges that Tesla and yes, even SpaceX are going through, it's very serious, and there's a reason why most people are failing. Hence, there's only 2 American automakers who have not gone bankrupt, Ford and Tesla. But that's all for today. Please take a second to like the video if you did. I hope you guys have a great day, and a major thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.